to Accelerate Your Wealth, a podcast by Rebecca Robertson, founder and director of Evolution Financial Planning. We hope you enjoy the show, and please feel free to leave us a review. It really does help. Feel free to connect with us on Facebook, LinkedIn and Instagram, or head over to www.rebeccarobertson.co.uk or our sponsor, Evolution Financial Planning, for regulated advice on www.evolutionfinancialplanning.co.uk/podcast.
Hey, it's Rebecca here, and welcome to this mini series on how to be your own wealth planner. So we're doing this in 4 parts, and I'm your host, Rebecca Robertson. I'm an independent financial advisor, if you don't already follow me before, and I have 23 years experience in financial services, and I run a regulated financial services business looking after clients' money. And I have a wealth planner, and I wanted to share some of the segments with you and break this down into 4 mini sections where are super quick and easy for you to do yourself so that you can create your own wealth plan. And that's what I do with clients at quite a technical level, but you can do this yourself at a basic level to understand where you want to be in the future and what goals you want to achieve. Now, that's what we're going to start off with. The first session is going to be on how to set your money goals, and then we're going to do how to plan your money goals, how to make your money goals happen, and then how to be accountable for your goals. So they're going to be 4 quick mini podcast series. I hope you enjoy. Hold on to your seat. Okay, so if you're wanting to really be clear on what you want to be doing in the future, then this is for you. If you really want to start really making progress, you want to stop being in a position where, 12 months time, you're back to where you started. You haven't achieved what you wanted. You're still in debt. You still haven't, gone on that holiday you want to, and you're still feeling like you're robbing Peter to pay Paul. And I've been there, trust me. As a business owner of 13 years, been in financial advice for 23 years, I've seen clients time and time again go through the same thing. And there should be no stigma against this. This has no moral compass against who you are as a person. Are you enough? Are you good enough? All those things, although we are very much, the mindset does play a part. And that's a whole other podcast. We've got other podcasts about that. You don't judge yourself. That's the best thing for you to do, and be really open about what comes up for you in this process. I love journaling, so that's a top tip in general. So if you find yourself coming up against some real big money sticky problems in what I'm saying or what I'm doing, I promise you, I've been doing this long enough, it's something that's triggering you, and it's worth you working on that. Okay, so keeping it super simple, how to set your money goals, part 1. Okay, so this is done in 2 stages. First stage is really deciding what's your time frame. So in financial planning context, we have short term, medium term, long term. So depending on where you are in your life will depend on what you want to do and where you want to go. So decide what the time frame is. You might have all 3 that you want to consider, but I'd encourage you just to focus on one to start with. So I'm going to do 12 months time. So that's what we would call a short-term goal, actually. And we can break that down into further goals laterally. So I'm going to share my screen with you very quickly. So on page, I think it's 8 on my planner, which is just here, it's got 12 months time. So where do you want to see yourself in 12 months time? What do you want to see in your life in 12 months time? Let's give you some examples on here. So it's got clear your debts, buy a house, move house, buy a second home, invest more, send your kids to private school, save more, have more emergency money, backup money, so there's less of the relying on debt, just to have sort of some emergency savings, retire, semi-retire, pay for the kids' uni. And so what the exercise is, you can use a piece of paper where you would basically just take a moment, play some nice music, have no distractions, clear your head, and write down however many comes up for you, what immediately comes up for you, and just write them all out. So go for it, right? Don't hold yourself back, don't overthink it, don't overanalyze it, just get it all down on paper. So that's an exercise for you to go and do. Once you've done that, then the objective at the bottom of this page, as you can see, is to write what those top 3 goals are. So look at that list. You might have 10, you might have 5, you might have 12, whatever's on that list, and just look through them and say, is this a priority? Is this number 1? Is this like something I want to achieve in 12 months? If I got to the end of these 12 months, would I be really pissed? Like, would I be really annoyed that I hadn't done this? And that gives you your answer of what you should prioritize. And sometimes we have to, eat the cake slowly, one bite at a time. We can't, do all these things at once. We have to prioritize. And I would go with your intuition a little bit and what feels good for you, because where the energy flows, money goes. So it's really important to feel good about your finances. So if there's something that's feeling really sticky, then that would be the one to focus on. So I want you to then figure out what those top 3 are. Only 3, and write them in the boxes on your piece of paper as per here. And then I need you to come up with a figure. Okay, so if it's, for example, buy a new house, then, well, what's the house? How much is the house? How much of a mortgage have you got? Roughly how much of a mortgage could you get if you sort of say about, I don't know, 3 or 4 times your salary is a very rough estimate. I'm not giving financial advice there. We do have a mortgage broker in our team if you want any advice around that. And second. Does that a moment? Sorry, a bit of editing there for you, Claire. We do have a mortgage advisor in our team that can help you with that. But as a rough estimate, you say like 4 or 5 times your salary. Now that might take you down a bit of a rabbit hole, and we do have other podcasts around mortgages and getting financial advice. So you can go and check those out, or contact our sponsor, www.evolutionfinancialplanning.co.uk. So you know how much you're going to need. So you think, okay, this is the mortgage, this is a deposit, this is how much I'm going to need. So it might be 40,000, it might be 10,000, it might be 150,000, whatever that figure is. Now it might be that ends up being, it's such a big goal, that's your only goal, and you just prioritize one. But if you've got some smaller ones, for example, you want to save 10,000 towards a semi-new car, not a brand new car, but a newer car, or you want to have enough surplus money per month to be able to get a car on finance, which a car isn't an investment, by the way, just to reiterate. Some cars are holding their value a lot better than they used to, but not an investment. It might be that you want to save the first year of uni fees, so you're a year ahead. So what uni maybe it might be, are you just talking the university costs, or are you talking accommodation? Come up with a figure, whatever it is those 3 things. It could be 1 if it's a big one, but what are those 3 elements? So that's the first phase. Where do you want to see yourself in 12 months' time? If you achieve those 1 big goal or 3 smaller goals, what would you be super happy, and what would that look like? What would that do for your life? So that's the first thing. The second thing is, so we know the figure. So on this page, we've got page 12. I call it a bankometer. So it's basically, you can list what those goals are. So if you're having to save something, so those 3 goals mean you've got to save in total for the 3 things 50,000, then your savings goal is 50,000. If one of the goals was to clear your debt, then, and that debt is 10,000, then you would put in this bankometer at the top, 10,000. It might be that you want to start investing. So you want to start having spare per month, or you want to be able to have 10,000 aside by the end of next year or the end of this year towards investing in some way. And that might be property, or it might be your pension, or it might be an ISA, or it might be your children's investments, whatever it might be. You can break those 3 objectives, those 3 goals, into very clear financial bankometers, so you can then track how you're doing. So what I suggest you do is you can create this little page if you like yourself. So you've got these sort of 3 columns. If you're only mainly saving, you can take the other 2 off. If you're mainly doing debt, you could just have 1 there for debt, and have it at the top like your total figure. And then print it out or draw it out, however you prefer to do things. If you're using my planner, it's an actual planner book like this that you have. If you want to photocopy that page, you can print it out and put it up on the wall, or you could keep it in the book. And you can then, as you're going through the months, you can start to see how you're saving, how you're clearing your debt, how that is actually happening. So that is a visual tool to help you, first of all, figure out what you want your goal to be, and then second of all, it's giving you a really clear visual goal as to how that breaks down into what that objective looks like. So on our next session, we're going to talk about how to actually make those goals happen. So how to plan those money goals. I shared a little bit of that with you today by having this banker meter, but it goes a lot much further than that. And I'm going to be delving into that in the next session and hopefully keeping it super, super simple for you. I hope you enjoyed today's show.
Thank you for joining us on today's episode of Accelerate Your Wealth. For further help or to connect with Rebecca directly, please head over to the website www.rebeccarobertson.co.uk, where you can find further information on our planner, book, and how to further maximise your wealth. Our sponsor, Evolution Financial Planning, for regulated advice on pensions, investments, mortgages, insurances on www.evolutionfinancialplanning.co.uk/podcast.